yesterday we got a very interesting explanation from Mike McDaniel about how the goal of this camp for the quarterbacks is to put you guys in the most adverse circumstances and situations that he can to see how you responded to it.
Right.
And what is your reaction to how you've responded to it in terms of what you faced this camp?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about it a couple of times after the games. Like, once you let your mind start wandering to that, like you're kind of screwed. So I've taken the approach of just whatever my plays are that day, play them out, lead your group, no matter who it is. It could be Tyreek and Jalen, it could be the rookies, it could be anybody. So I mean, we do such a good job of rotating guys. I mean, there's times where you'll take reps with the threes and Tyreek's in there. You'll take reps with the ones and all rookies are in there. It's just that's kind of how we operate, which I think is pretty cool. You get reps with a ton of different people. So that's kind of the approach I've taken is just whoever I can't play coach and player. I can't control who's on the field and also play the position. So when I get in the huddle, that's when I find out who I'm with and I lead those guys to the best of my ability.
You put it towards just how important these next series of days, the joint practice and then the preseason game, how important they are for the quarterback backup quarterback.
It's every practice is important, and I know it sounds super cliche quarterback talk, but that's what I've learned throughout my time in the league is it's never just one thing, it's a collection of things. So if you start thinking one practice is more important than the other or 1 week is more important than the other, you start to get out of your mental state and you start to worry about the wrong things, and then it starts to show up on the field. So no, I'm going to approach this thing the same way I've approached it from day one out here before we even got to joints. So I'm just going to do my job, go through my reads, do my footwork, all that good stuff that we talk about, and just play ball.
How difficult is it when you don't have a set unit or set group to sort of get that proper evaluation?
Such is life as a backup quarterback. I mean, you don't get to control when you go in. You don't get to control who's in there. You don't get to control how many reps you got prior. It's just kind of that's the nature of the beast, and we all know what we sign up for. So, yeah, I think this is a cool way of trying their best to replicate it. So you just got to kind of roll with the punches, and you know there's going to be ebbs and flows, and you just got to get your guys right and be that calming presence in the huddle, because when a huddle can feel when a quarterback is stressed out or tense, then they start to panic, and then they don't get to do their jobs, and then you're starting to affect their livelihood and their family. So that's kind of how I look at it is I want to put these guys in the best possible position to make, if not this team, some other team or whatever. You know, it's a crazy league. We never know what's going to happen. So that's just kind of how I've wanted to approach it. And maybe in my younger years I'd be stressing out or all that good stuff, but I've been trying to keep a level head and just have fun with it.
You've always been solid in that regard that you're talking about, like going into a huddle as a backup. I know your days with the Jets.
Right.
What's kind of the approach, the mindset you need to take into those situations?
Yeah, I think experience helps. Having a couple starts under my belt and having been thrusted into a game that you didn't really think you were going to. So, yeah, experience helps a lot. So I just try to be, like I said, like calm them down, maybe crack a joke a time or two, or like just try to get these guys to just relax. And especially when you're with young guys, like there's so much anxiety, so much, oh, I got to make a play, I got to do my job. If I don't do my job, the coaches are going to get on me. Like, so you try to eliminate that to the best of your ability for them, just to let them go out there and just play. I mean, obviously the guys are more talented at this level, but at the end of the day, you're still, it's just football. I mean, that's what I try to communicate to them and try to convey, and hopefully it calms them down and lets them just play their game.
Mike, what's an example of you going into a huddle and lightening the mood, whether it be with a joke or any other way? What's an example?
I liked this past game when we were going to take a knee and we didn't have a running back, so every play was a pass play. And I go into the huddle, and it's an obvious QB kneel, right? So I get in the huddle, I'm like, hey, we got fly to trips right. And I gave him like a pass pro, and the entire offensive line, all young guys, I've never heard them speak up so loudly in my life. They're all like, what? So like something like that, just to kind of get them. Obviously, it's at the end of the game, so we're relaxed, but I just try to do something like that. Especially last game with Burton at running back, there'd be a couple TV timeouts. I'd just tell him, like, take this in, because I've never been a part of something like this. It's almost so bizarre that it was funny, and it was just like something we'll all share together. Like, I'll see some of these guys down the road and be like, hey, remember when Burt had to run outside zone after never taking a handoff in the NFL? Like, it's just something like that. Just try to get them to calm down and enjoy it and try to have fun, because it is a stressful time of year.
What advice do you give to the young guys heading into this week? I mean, everybody knows what this
Yeah, no doubt. I think that's the hardest part because you can tell until you're blue in the face not to worry about that. But I think if you kind of recognize what it is and just kind of face it head on and realize like, hey, that's it's the nature of the beast. It happens. We've all been through it. That's what I try to tell them. I mean, shoot, I was cut like 4 or 5 times one year in New York during COVID, just going up and down and up and down. So you just try to like acknowledge it and tell them like, listen, man, if you just put good stuff on tape, no matter what's going to happen, that's out of your control. The only thing you can control is your resume, which you hear everybody talk about it, and that's your tape. So just control that, have fun with it, fly around. Like other teams are going to see that if it's not here, and more importantly, these guys are going to see that and respect that. So you never know what's going to happen. You never know if you're going to get your op week 1, week 18. There's so many injuries, so many different things that can happen. So as long as you just play the right way, how they talk about it, fast, physical, elite technique, all that good stuff, like you play the right way and have fun doing it, more times than not, it's going to work out.
Is there any benefit you think from, obviously, haven't had a lot of time on the field in games, but any benefit of being able to be around, these coaches, these players, and soak in the system for a couple of years here?
Man, it's night and day. Being able to just listen and hear the plays over and over again, it just gets easier and easier to know the concepts, know what the offense is supposed to do, and what we're trying to attack.
Erik, could you just kind of put into words what this upcoming week means for guys that are trying to make this roster, just how important it is?
It's really important. Being out, it was tough, but coming back and being able to wrap my arms around the younger guys and listen to the vets and just knowing that when the cuts happen, some guys you won't see again. So it's like it's just taking every opportunity and taking all the moments in.
How much of a relief was it to perform the way that you did against Washington?
Sorry, what was the question?
How much of a relief was it to perform the way you did against Washington?
A big relief, honestly. Man, it's like just waiting since week 2 of last year against the Patriots, that being my last game, just kind of having self-doubt sometimes and being able to go back in and make plays early. It was a good feeling to know that you kind of still got it. So
how did you overcome the self-doubt, or are you still battling with it?
You're always battling with that voice in the back of your head, but at the end of the day, it's your teammates. They believe in you, your coaches believe in you, and when they believe in you and they talk highly of you, that only just gives you confidence. And when the quarterback is looking your way, knowing that you're getting it one-on-one and you got to win, it's either you or him, and that's the name of the game.
Talk to me a little bit about Weaver. I feel like a lot of the players are really love it.
Weaver's such a genuine guy. Like, he's the type of guy when we walk in a locker room, like, he knows everybody's name. He comes and talks to you about your personal life. He knows what's going on with everybody. He literally takes time to get to know each and every one of his players, and that's why I feel like you feel the energy and the aura, and guys want to play for him.
You didn't get the amount of playing time on defense your first 2 years that I'm going to guess you would have been hoping for. Where's your confidence level that this is the year where you can get some good action?
Every year I feel like it's my year to get on there. So I'm just depending on like whatever they want me to do, I'm going to step forward and I'm going to do what they need me to do. And the confidence is going to stay the same. I know, I believe in my ability, and I know what I can do for any, like, I'm not going to say any team, but I know what I can do specifically for this team. So, yeah.
What was your reaction in the offseason when you see the team sign a couple of veteran inside guys like Jordan Brooks, Anthony Walker Jr.?
JB and AWalk, they all been coming into the room. They've been so helpful, like just being able to look at a vet and seeing like the tendencies that he's learning, like just it's been able to help me with just little things, take my game to the next level as well. And I just take it as an opportunity to learn, honestly.
What were some of those other things that you feel like they helped you?
Yeah, it could be small things in terms of like playing inside leverage instead of outside leverage, or having your feet staggered a certain way so you can take off better. Just little tendencies.
Is this the year for a Channing Tindall breakout?
It's always going to be a year for a Channing Tindall breakout. I'm going to say that every year.
How are things going so far?
Things going good. Just body feeling it a little bit, but it's going well. Yes, sir.
Do you feel like the work that you guys have been able to put in has been able to show through preseason, not only through the starters, but the entire group?
Yeah, no, definitely through the entire team, and especially as well as for the defense. It's 2 preseason games in a row where we closed out the game and had to, you know what I'm saying, stay out there for the final play. So I think that shows all the hard work we've been putting in and putting in the overtime periods when it matters most that we execute. So we're bringing that to the game.
Nik, tell me about your versatility. I've seen you deep at safety and then at the nickel. Are you liking how they're using you right now? Would you prefer to be on the edge? Tell me about how.
No, like you said, no. It doesn't matter for me. Wherever they need me on the field, I feel like I'm very able to start at any position and compete for any position. So that's not an issue for me at all. I like nickel. I like safety. I like learning a new position. I love new challenges. So I feel like I can excel at wherever they need me, whatever they need me to do.
We haven't seen this secondary intact out there a lot. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's been out piecemeal. How long does a secondary need to gel?
I think it just depends on. I think it's different every year. It just depends on how the guy, like you said, if guys are out there practicing together, creating that chemistry together. If they're doing that, I think it can go along pretty quickly. I feel like the starting guys they got out there right now are handling their business well, and through the ones and through the joint practices, been showing up and showing out. So I think by game one they'll be ready to roll.
Process. Anyone you trust, either someone in the NFL or one of your coaches at Louisville, explain to you why they thought you weren't drafted. Is there a particular thing that NFL teams want to see growth with or improvement on?
I'd say particularly probably just the consistency. I'd say the consistency. That's definitely. I think that might have been a reason. I'm not too sure. You know what goes on in the offices, what's talked about, but just a little bit of feedback I got. But just trying to work on that and being a better player.
Tom, you had like 3 or 4 PBUs against Washington the other night. What's a game like that do for you?
No, it's fun. I just see it as another game of football. Just being able to go out there and competing against guys who are also trying to compete against you. Is like man on man, and obviously in anything in life you don't want to lose at. So I take it like that and play at a time and just having fun with it.
You, Isaiah, and Jason all really have flashed as rookie free agents at the same position. What's the relationship like between the 3 of you?
Yeah, no, I think it's really good. We all support each other. We all before games we always say a prayer. Then if someone makes a play, we're ecstatic because we all have the same goal. So having those guys around, as well as the other guys in the locker room, just supporting each other and being there for one another is huge. And I think we have a really good relationship.
What's your confidence level that you've done enough to show the Dolphins that they need to keep you under 53 and not take a chance on somebody else snatching you up?
Wait, can you repeat that one more time?
So what's your confidence level that you've shown enough to the Dolphin coaches that there's no way we're exposing this guy to the waiver wire, we're going to keep him under 53?
Yeah, I mean, just going every day, having that confidence. Being out in the field, just believing in yourself. That's how I carry my day-to-day. Just knowing that anyone can achieve anything, and just take it a day at a time. Don't worry about what's happening next week or a month ahead. Just staying present. I feel like I'm very mindful and living the moment. So when things happen. But just having fun with it and taking every day as a blessing.
How tough is it to take things one day at a time when Wednesday is a big joint practice, Friday is a big game, next Tuesday is the cut-down day?
Yeah.
How do you stay where your feet are? Like that seems like that's a tough mental challenge.
Yeah, it can be. But, I mean, I take a lot of time just reading books. I read a lot, and, it like you learn to, appreciate what's around you. Just as you could see like a squirrel going up the tree, you walk right by and not even see it. Just like little things around you keeps you in the moment. So that's what I really learned. And I mean, it's hard to put into words. Not too. I mean, as human nature, it's kind of hard not to think ahead for sure. But that's definitely helped me. Keep me where my feet are. And not putting pressure on myself. Just having fun with everything.